Hey now everyone, it's Steve Severs for Bionic Buzz. We're here at the world famous San Diego Comic-Con. It feels so good to be back. Now before we get started, we appreciate your support. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and follow us on all social media. Now let's go see who we can talk to. Nice, so walk us through what do you guys actually do in a day of this? Because I know it's a lot, you gotta kind of shorten it down for video.
So really, we're taking the action sequences, we're planning and animating them in the computers using 3D software and things like that. So we're doing 3D storyboards basically to help the filmmakers decide how they want to proceed with shooting the film.
So how long in advance do you have to do that before they actually start shooting? Is it like years, months?
It can be up to a year. Usually it's 3 or 4 months before the shooting starts, and always keeping in mind that the shooting will start soon, so that keeps us motivated. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I love the movie. Is there a certain scene you're really proud how it came out?
I'm very proud of the Tuk Tuk sequence. I was heavily involved with that, and I thought it ended up being really fun to watch. So.
Oh, well, keep up the amazing work, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome. So walk us through a day, what it is being in your shoes, working on this amazing movie that I love, Dial of Destiny.
I haven't been asked that one yet. A day, I would get in, and whether it was in the office, which later on in the film I was in, or if it was behind the computer in my bedroom, I would start with 9 o'clock, stand up, and all the artists would show up in the room on the screen, and we would kind of talk through what the plan for the day was. Today we really want to get through this part of the train sequence. I need some animation of how Indy swings down from the top of the car and knocks out the guy so he can get into the treasure car.
Yeah.
Like, we got to figure that out. The director really needs to see that in 2 days, and I need to see it first. So we kind of set a tone for the day. And there's, at any given moment, we might have 30 people working or 10 people, and I would have to set each person in order of, this is where we're working. I need your help to get this done. They would then, throughout the day, come to me with, we're not sure what to do about this. And they'd find cinematic staging problems that didn't work and didn't meet with what I was requesting, and then we'd have to solve problems on the fly. And that's kind of the day in, day out. Then later in the day, I'd take it down to Dirk, the editor, or directly to Jim, and Jim and I would look through it together, and he'd give me his impressions and say, I like this, I don't like that, I love what you did here, do more of that. And then I'd go back the next day with the artists and do the cycle again as we just kept sculpting each action beat, each creative beat, each emotional beat, whichever sequence, and usually 4 or 5 sequences at a time any given day. So that's a day in the life.
Yeah, I really love the train scene. So is there any more details you could go into? If anything got cut or anything, we could get an extended version of that?
There's always things that get cut. And it's hard to say, well, what was that? Well, there's so many ideas being bandied about. We're all trying to find, okay, how would Indy do this thing? How would he get from a car speeding down the road onto a train? Okay, well, maybe a bike. How does he get onto the bike? And everybody throws in their ideas, and we see which one's just feeling right, feeling like this is a Harrison Ford moment. This is going to give Harrison great opportunities to do his thing and be the amazing actor he is. So it's hard to point to all the things that got left out. But as one would take form, we would just all lean into it, and it would evolve and shift and grow as we would develop the animation and the edit and timing with the editors. Yeah.
Well, the movie is amazing. Congratulations on all the effort you put into it. We appreciate it.
We love it. I love working on it and helping add more to the Indiana Jones story and just bring that joy that I felt watching the originals. Bring more of that into the world. I couldn't be happier.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I appreciate all your work you do in making these movies that we love. Can you walk us through a day? What do you actually do? I mean, I know it's a lot of work.
I kind of help manage the team and keeping everything going. So, like for me, we have multiple productions going on at once. So I might have 4 or 5 movies that are kind of happening at once. So day to day, it could be, we have a London crew as well. So it might be figuring out what London needs first thing in the day, whether it's bidding a project or figuring out what technology we need to sort out for that show, or working with the supervisor to get a team together. Maybe doing a bid for a team or rebidding. Like this show kept extending, and we ended up going on for 2 years. So there was a lot of updates and changing in schedules, and you might have a hiatus and then get going again. You want the same artist, so how do I navigate that? So it's just it's a lot of juggling. Yeah, it's very fluid. Yeah.
Very cool. So I mean, I love the movie. Is there a certain scene that you really loved how it came out? I'm watching it.
I don't know why, but I really loved all the New York stuff. I like the subway and all that stuff. I don't know why, just the astronauts and the parade and the horse stuff, and then there's lots to figure out with the horse and running down and jumping and all these things to figure out. Yeah,
it looks so real too. It was great.
Yeah, so I think that was probably one of my favorites. The Tuk Tuk was really cool too, but I think I like the New York stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, keep up the amazing work, my friend.
Thank you so much.
All right, my friend, walk us through a day of being the editor for Indiana Jones. I'm sure it's a lot of work, and I loved how the movie came out.
Yeah, so I came on after they started shooting. So there was 3 of us picture editors. I came on about a month or 2 after they started shooting. I was the one on location. So I was in London with the production team, with our director. So I was kind of the interface between the guys back home, cutting scenes together and getting feedback from our director on his time, sometimes when they were asleep or, in a different time zone. I mean, basically we're getting the footage every day when they're shooting, and we're putting that together so the director can see if the scene's working to his satisfaction or if he wants to pick up something else before they strike the sets and that kind of thing. And also working with the visualization guys, like the stuff we saw today on the panel, so they're still plotting scenes that are coming up and sending us new animations, and we're working that with the director and getting ready for upcoming shoots that way.
Wow, that's very cool. Yeah, I assume it really helps a lot being there to see it all, instead of just getting the footage come in.
For me, I like to be on location. A lot of editors prefer not to be on location. There's different ways of looking at it. Sometimes some people prefer the solitude of just, they maintain their objectivity by not being too close to set, and I can see that argument too, because sometimes if you're on set and you happen to be over at where they're actually shooting and you see how hard it is to shoot something, you might be more inclined to use that even if it's not supposed to be in the movie at the end, because you know how hard it was, that kind of thing. That didn't really happen on this movie, but in general that's a sort of a point of discussion whether editors like being on set or not.
I love the movie. Is there a certain scene you really were really proud just how it came out?
So there were 3 of us, and so we had different portions of the movie. But as far as what I worked on, I was real happy with the Tuk Tuk sequence. It was really fun to work on. It struck me as like a kind of an archetypal Indiana Jones thing, and so that was a fun one.
So I assume there's a lot of stuff that might have get cut out. We might get deleted scenes on a Blu-ray release or extended edition, anything like that. Maybe.
Surprisingly, not a lot of stuff that got cut out. Yeah, it's really like, especially in terms of like whole scenes. It's really more like you have this on every movie, but like where every scene might have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And as you're putting the movie together, you figure out, we can get out of this a little sooner or get into that one a little later. Our director, Jim Mangold, is extremely good at sort of shooting intros and exits to scenes so that he's covered, because you never really know quite what you're going to need, but then he likes to figure out later, like, well, this one I don't think I need it. And so most of the deletions were more like that kind of thing. So there's not really like a wealth of, deleted stuff it's going to, that exists somewhere in a bin. So.
Cool. Well, he did an amazing job with Indiana Jones and Logan. I'm really excited to see what he does with Star Wars. So.
Yeah, we'll see how what's up with that one. Yeah, that's the news now. So.
Cool, man. Thank you so much. Keep up the amazing work. Pleasure to meet you. Take care.
Thank you.